breakdown for UFC 323, the last pay-per-view of the whole entire year. The last pay-per-view for all of us are very excited for no more pay-per-views, and we're going to be going to Paramount.
What's good, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Last card of the year, baby. No more pay-per-views. I know a lot of just common fans and stuff are gonna be real happy about this. I know a few of my friends that don't personally buy pay-per-views, but they like to watch the fights. And a big thing I feel like is like the next year, right? Like they won't have to wait weeks to watch the pay-per-views, right? Even if you do have ESPN Plus, they won't have to wait weeks to watch it. So I know a lot of people are really excited about that. But we do have one more pay-per-view of the year, so and this is a great pay-per-view actually with Marab and Jan. So get into it.
Yeah, we got a good main event. We got two title fights on the line. We got a returning Jalen Turner coming out of retirement, which I didn't understand retirement, but he's coming back. Jalen Turner's gonna be back in this event. You got Brandon Moreno, Tatsuo Taira. You got Henry Cejudo in his retirement fight. This is going to be a great card. I'm just excited for the whole entire thing. A lot of fighters that I like on here. So let's get right to this first fight of the night. First fight of the night, guys, leading off the whole event is going to be Marion Santos taking on Muhammad Naimov. This one, guys, the odds for it, Santos is a minus 245 favorite. Nameoff is a plus 205. The over 2.5 is set at a minus 260. The under 2.5 is. I really believe that if you're talking about this skill for skill, who's better, I think Santos is this more skilled fighter, better fighter. But Nameoff, one thing about him is he's going to end up taking. But the one thing I do like about Mario Santos is Mario Santos has shown he has really, really good takedown defense. Seems like nobody can get this guy down. He has really good striking overall. And the Nameoff ends up getting tired. We've seen a lot of fights where against when he fought Bogdan Grad. Personally, I thought Bogdan Grad won that fight. Other fights against Nathaniel Wood when he would. But around because he got tired. So it's going to come down to a Neymar get those takedowns. The one thing that does scare me about this fight is that Mariano Santos missed weight. He came in at 147. He missed weight by a pound and a half, so that one kind of throws me off a little bit. Because I was going to come in here and say I was kind of confident in Santos. I just thought Santos was going to be able to stop those takedowns. End up piecing up Nameoff. Nameoff probably get tired in those second or third rounds after shooting takedowns and not being able to get them. But after just seeing the weight miss, it kind of scares me a little bit. But I'm still going to be taking Santos. Like I said, I think Santos is going to be able to stop the takedowns. Nameoff gets tired. Santos has shown he can go all 3 rounds. And if this is on the feet, Santos is just levels above him in the striking. And like I said, the over 2.5 is set at a minus 260. Personally, I think this fight goes to decision. So in my opinion, if I go look at the odds for this, the odds for this is Mario Santos to win by knockout plus 350. Mario Santos to win by decision minus 105. The submission's a plus 1600, but he ain't submitting him. Name off by knockout plus 750. He's not knocking out Santos. No, name off by submission plus 1200. Yeah, he won't submit him either. Name off by decision. The only way name off wins this fight, a plus 365. So if you're gonna ask me what is the safest bet on this one, personally, just because the weight miss, I'm gonna tell you that plus 3.5 on name off looks really good to win at least one round. The plus 3.5 it's a minus 120. So if name off comes out there and wins one round against Mario Santos, maybe gets a takedown, grinds him out for a round, it's possible. But honestly, if I had to say like a pick that I'm gonna go with probably for this fight, it's gonna be Santos by decision. The minus 105 by decision. That this I think, like I said, the safe play is a plus 3.5 on name off because he could come out here and win a round. But the only reason why I don't think the weight cut's gonna do too much is the only thing the weight cut does when you miss weight is it gets you tired faster. You end up getting tired, but you're going against a guy in name off that gets tired just as much as you and probably even more than you. So it could come down to a round where Neymar Santos could win the first 2 rounds, and then both of them are gassed out on the 3rd round. It could be anybody's round, or it can come out to where, Neymar wins the 1st round, and then both of them are gassed out for the 3rd. So to me, it's just gonna come out to who just fights a little bit better and who can have the gas tank. But like I said, the pick's gonna be Santos. I think Santos wins by decision. Safe bets that plus 3.5 on name off because of the weight miss. But if he did not, if I'm telling you right now, if Santos did not miss weight, I'd be very confident in that minus 105 for the decision.
On this one, I believe it's just like to me would be the dogger pass on this one. Wasn't super crazy on Santos. I mean, he is good and stuff, but it's just I think I seen somebody say it with like you said the weight miss and the what's his name Namov, right?
Mhm.
He just has grinded out and won some fights, like he's good at doing it. And so I feel like the line's just not accurate, right? Where it's like I do believe Santos is better, like you said. I
Mhm.
do believe that. But with the weight cut being an issue with Neymar being like I think better than what people are giving him credit for with the line, where it's like he actually does grind. He's beat some good dudes. He's actually grinded out some fights. I think it's just to me more of a dogger pass spot, where I would just bet on the dogger, like you said, either or the safe play, the plus 3.5. That would
Mhm.
be my pick on that one would be him.
And honestly, if you're a person that's riding with name off, if you're like if someone's saying like, okay, name off's gonna win this fight, and you're very confident in that, might as well instead of taking that money line, you might as well take the plus 365 by decision. You get a high price tag on him. He's not
Yeah.
gonna finish Santos. I don't think he will submit Santos. Santos has good jiu-jitsu off his back, and plus he has very good get up game. The only way Namath wins his fight is if he takes you down, holds you down, wins 2 rounds. He'll probably gas out in the 3rd like he always does, but he already have 2 rounds in the bag. So if you really think Namath's gonna win this fight, you take that plus 365 on the decision. So those are the 3 bets I see for this one. Like I said, my actual pick where I will say what I'm going with probably is gonna be Santos by decision at the minus 105. The safest play is going to be the plus 3.5 at a minus 120. But if you're confident in name off the risky play, where if you're confident in underdog, that plus 365 is a high price tag. And like you said, the line's a little bit off. If Santos did not miss weight, I would have came on here and said, no, I'm very confident in Santos. I think Santos pieces him up. Yeah, I think Santos has a chance to even knock him out. But since the weight miss, to see the way I saw it is I thought Santos had a knockout chance in that 3rd round when he would still have the gas tank and Namath would get tired and he can probably knock him out. But now with the weight miss and him just not looking good at the weigh-ins, he might get tired himself. So I don't know if that knockout power is even going to be there late anymore. So
And it might
the
be
one,
1-1 going into the 3rd, like you said,
yeah, and
so
both
it's like
tired.
and so that's why I just feel like it's a closer line than what people think, but ultimately low level, first fight
Yeah.
of the night. Don't put in too much into it. If you do sprinkle a little bit on, like he said, the Santos by decision, or do the plus 3.5, or just if you really want to take some super crazy risky thing, go take the decision by
Hmm.
Neymar. But nothing too crazy. I would not put too much on this fight.
I have a question for you. So these are these 2 guys' best wins. The best win for Namath is a Nathaniel Wood fight when he ended up beating
Mhm.
Nathaniel Wood. But Nathaniel Wood's usually a 135er, 145er. He came up in weight to fight against him, fighting against Namath. The best win for Santos was his last fight. He beat Sadiq Youssef all 3 rounds, won 3-0 on 3 rounds. What would you say is a better win? The Nathaniel Wood for Namath or the Sadiq Youssef by Mario Santos?
But that's why I would say would be closer, is just because I would probably pick Nathaniel Wood to be the better
Hmm.
of the. But that's not man, you know how I am with those younger fighters like that, where it's like you still haven't fought nobody that's like that certain level. Like you will know. I mean, Santos could be good enough to beat those dudes. We just haven't seen it yet. And
Hmm.
so where it's like with Nemov, you've seen him grind out some wins against some people that have been in the UFC for a minute and actually good fighters and stuff. So it's like that's where I feel like it may be a little bit closer than what people think. But skill wise, Santos is probably better. Like you said, the ceiling and even the win was probably better for him than the Nathaniel Wood win. You get what I
Mhm.
mean? Because like you said, Nathaniel Wood coming up. But if you had to tell me who was like better name wise, like I used to be really big on Nathaniel Wood. You
Mhm.
know that you did too. So it was like Nathaniel Wood is a really, really good fighter. For you to be able to take Nathaniel Wood down and just hold him there and do that and that's talented, you know?
Yeah, I would say like I agree with you what you said. Like the if you're looking at skill wise, like Nathaniel Wood or Sadiq Youssef, you might say the skill wise Sadiq Youssef. But the one thing we know about Sadiq Youssef, he's not a dog. Like he'll give up on himself. He'll end up losing. The one thing with Nathaniel Wood, if you can grind out Nathaniel Wood to a decision and grind him out, that just shows how much you have. So I think this fight is closer than the line suggests. I'm like I said, I think Santos wins this fight. I think he does it by decision, but the safest play to me, like I said before, the plus 3.5. I think Namath is possible to win at least one round for that one. So next fight, this one's going to be a squash match in my opinion. Mansour Abdul Malik taking on Antonio Tricoli. After Tricoli and Mackenzie Dern broke up, I feel like the UFC's feeding them to the dogs now. So I just think that Abdul Malik is going to come in here and knock him out. I think Abdul Malik is better than him everywhere. I think he has the better wrestling. I think he honestly might have the better cardio because they're both the cardio is not the best, but and the striking. I mean, Chicoli's long, but the one thing Chicoli's going to try to do is going to try to get Abdul Malik in the clinch. But Abdul Malik is very, very strong, a freak athlete. And I do believe he's going to end up knocking out Chicoli. I think he gets a first round knockout. But if you look at the odds on this one, minus 1,500 for Abdul Malik, minus 1,500. There's no reason to parlay him, honestly. I'm not going to lie. There's no reason to parlay to minus 1,500. Like, so Abdul
That's
Malik
crazy.
Abdul Malik minus 3.5, minus 700. The over 1.5 is set at a plus 160. Under 1.5 is a minus 210. Abdul Malik by knockout plus 350. Abdul Malik by sub plus 600. Abdul Malik by decision plus 550. Antonio Tricoli by knockout plus 2,500. Tricoli by submission plus 1,600. Tricoli by decision plus 1,800. Crazy price tags I see all around on this one. Honestly, the only way I see attacking this fight is a parlay piece, and it's not the money line. You're not going to parlay a minus 1,500. They just don't do that. If you're going to parlay Abdul Malik, the best way to do this one is I would say Abdul Malik to win by knockout in round 1 or 2. That's a minus 200. You drop that 1,500 price tag down to a minus 200. If it gets to a third round, Tricoli might win this fight because that just shows that if this fight gets to a third round, something went wrong for Abdul Malik, and that just means that Tricoli's actually put on a good fight, and Tricoli might actually be live for a decision win. I don't believe he finishes Abdul Malik. If Tricoli wins this fight, the plus 1,600 for the decision, or plus 1,800, whatever it was, that's the spot for Tricoli. But personally, I think Abdul Malik knocks him out in that first or second round. Most likely it's going to be the first. So I would say the best way to attack this fight, the only way to attack this fight, is going to be the Abdul Malik by knockout in the first or second round. That's a minus 200. Parlay that with something. That's probably the best way to go about it. Because if you, one thing me and you know is that if you're a minus 1,500, you should be getting to the finish. You should be getting a finish in that first, second round if you're this high of a price tag, especially
No,
if
for
you're a
sure.
knockout artist.
Did you say minus or did you say the knockout was a minus 500?
The knockout for Abdul Malik's a minus 315.
Okay, okay. Because I think you had said something else where you said plus. I think you had said plus, so I just wanted to make sure because
Oh
then you
yeah.
had said the round 1 and 2. And then you said minus 200. So I was like, well, the knockout has to be a higher price tag than that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
And I guess the next safest play, another parlay piece, because there's no way you're gonna
just do
bet these
not bet on
straight.
this fight, bro. I swear, if people bet on
Yeah,
this fight, like it's
I
knockout.
might I might put him in a parlay. Like I said,
Yeah,
I might
I
actually
mean,
put
like you
the
said, with the one round 1 or 2, like you could parlay it and put it in there, but definitely don't put it in a super safe one because
uh-huh.
it's like it's the price tag and the dude has to win one way and like like which he
Or you
should. Like you said, that's how he should win,
you should
but
knock
you're
him out
gonna
first
feel
round.
yeah, but you're gonna feel real dumb if you go put all your stock into a dude that he's supposed to do this, and I get it, but it's like you shouldn't be betting if that's the type of bets you take.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, in my opinion, I know they're safe bets and they're real smart and like it should happen, but what's the point of betting? Like,
With Abdul Malik inside the distance, if you just in case he goes out there and gets a sub, because it's possible. How many times have we bet a knockout and they go out there and knock them on the floor and then grab their neck? It's been many times.
yeah,
So just
just
him.
and they do that because they know everybody's betting on him by KO. I swear it's funny.
And like the only thing, the inside the distance a minus 415. You get a minus 415 for inside the distance. Just in case he does the sub, you get the minus 415. But like Mr. Carter said, there's probably no reason to even bet this fight unless you're really, really confident in Abdul Malik. Personally, right, I'm telling you right now, he's my most confident pick of the night. He's my most confident person, like, to win the fight, but he's a minus 1500. He should be everybody's most confident pick of the night because he should come out here and dominate this dude. Chicoli is very tall,
Yeah, that's
doesn't.
not like a wild take or anything
Yeah,
like that. Like 90, I mean, that shows that 99% of the market is on him. Like
yeah.
it's so
So
it's like it's just that's there's not much else to really say about that one. He should really knock him out and that's
yeah.
really about it. And either parlay him or most what we usually do right with those type of ones so we can give everybody how we kind of bet a little bit, where it's like we go with the earlier ones, right? Where it's like we'll take the couple people from the earlier fights and stuff, and we'll
Hmm.
parlay those instead of like the ones with the later fights, so that we have stuff on multiple different fights, so we have interest and stuff, But
Yeah.
yeah, that's one that you just take and you put like with one of the few fights you see coming up here, and you just parlay it, and it just gives a little bit of a boost to anything else you're gonna bet. That's the way I
I
kind
think
of
I
look
already
at
know
it.
who I think I already know who I'm parlaying with. I swear. I think I already know who I'm
Yeah.
parlaying with. Just because they're both two risky fights. And you know how I do that? Like if they're two
Yeah, no,
fights where I'm
that's why I
thinking
said that's
I'll
what
put
we
it
do.
together.
Yeah, because
So
I'd rather it lose being in a risky one than lose being in a competent one that I'm
hmm
confident in.
yeah. So yeah, there's nothing much else to say about that. Abdul Malik should finish in first, second round, like
Tricoli
but
did lose to Trayshawn Gore.
and
Just
he's the worst fighter. He was the worst fighter in the division. Like, come on,
sorry,
you're
I just
losing
had
to
to
Trey
bring that
Sean
up before
Gore.
we
Like,
moved on. But like, that's just you lose to Trayshawn Gore, you should be a minus. The other dude should be a minus 1,500 favorite against you.
yeah, for sure. And then Abdul Malik ended up knocking out Cody Brundage in his last fight, and he knocked out Nick Klein before that, and then he knocked out Dusko Todorovic before that. So he's on a good knockout streak. So he knocked out Cody Brundage, but Cody Brundage ended up like playing possum like he always does, like, oh, he hurt me, oh, he cheated, and they went to the replay, and it was like a slight headbutt, and then the fight got overturned to a no contest. Like Cody Brundage be doing that to people, I swear. Cody Brundage is like
Yeah, but that's
so.
even more of a reason why what's his name's gonna come out really wanting to knock out this fight. Like
Yeah, he
after
was
you get
pissed about that last
a
fight.
DQ or like a no contest, you're really gonna be
Yeah.
anxious to get it back.
So now, next fight, guys. Like I said, I do Malik should win that fight. The next one, guys, it is going to be. I can't even pronounce his name right. Let's see if I can pronounce it. It's going to be Iwo Baranuski. I think I said that right. Iwo
Yeah,
Baranuski taking on.
Barinovsky.
Yeah, Baranuski taking on Ibo Aslan. Baranuski is a minus 205 favorite. Ibo Aslan's a minus one. I mean, a plus 173. Over 1.5 is a plus 150. Or under 1.5, so minus 200. If you go to a bar whiskey by knockout, plus 110. Bar whiskey by sub, plus 500. Bar whiskey by decision, plus 800. You go to Ibo Aslan. Ibo Aslan by knockout, a plus 225. Ibo Aslan by submission, plus 2,800. He will not submit him, so that's the reason why. Ibo Aslan plus by decision, plus 900. Personally, this is probably my least most confident pick of the whole entire night. This fight is very close in my opinion. It can go either way. I see a lot of people on Barnowski, and I understand why, but I feel like more people are. The only thing I see people on Barnowski is that nobody has shown me an argument that like, oh, he's better than Ibo Aslan. Like he's a better skill fighter than him. The only argument people have for it is that Ibo Aslan is not good. Ibo Aslan, they're more fading Ibo Aslan than actually betting on Baranowski. And personally, I'm taking Ibo Aslan. He's a plus 173. I think the reason why people are betting against Ibo is because when Ibo came into the UFC, everyone loved him for the first couple fights. He was this guy that was going out there banging it out with people, and then his last couple fights, he just kind of stood there and didn't do that much, and he ended up losing. He lost to he lost to the Incredible Hulk in Ion Kutalaba. Ion Kutalaba. He got arm triangle in the first round. Then he lost to Billy Elikana, where that fight was very close, but both of them did nothing. They both just stood there and did absolutely nothing the whole entire fight. So Billy Elikana ended up winning that fight. But if you go before that, he knocked out Anton Turgalj, and he knocked out was it Hoffa Sakara, but Hoffa Sakara is not that good either way. But I believe this is a very low level fight, and if you're gonna give me two low level fighters and a guy in Baranowski that's 6-0, very early in his MMA career. The only win he has against is Muhammad Ali in the Contender Series, where Muhammad Ali is a bum. Like personally, I thought Ali was gonna win that fight. If you ask me going to that fight, I thought Ali was gonna win that fight. Ali was better than what's it called? Go watch the tape, guys. If you guys haven't watched Muhammad Ali, he's better than Baranowski. Baranowski just caught him in the first 15 seconds of the fight. He walked out there, caught him with a hard right hand, and put Ali down. But if that fight would have went any longer, Ali would have took him down and abusing his jiu-jitsu and probably submitted him. But the only thing is that Ibo Aslan, he went from being everybody's baby to like everybody's like, oh, fade him now because he's not doing that much. So I'm going to be on Ibo Aslan. Probably not like I said, my least confident pick of the whole entire night, but I'm going to take him, and I think he does it by knockout. I think he's going to knock this dude out, and he's going to be everybody's baby again. Everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, I told you guys he was going to win. No, everybody's fading him. But plus 173, the money line's already good. But if you take that knockout prop, it's a plus 225. No reason to even chase a plus 225 by knockout because the money line's already a plus 173. So yeah, the pick's gonna be Ibo Aslan. Low confidence in this pick because this is two guys that I won't even want to put my money on, but Ibo Aslan's gonna be the pick.
Yeah, I don't have too much on this one either, really. I don't really know too much about either of them, but if I had to pick, I would probably pick the one you're picking, the Ibo Aslan. Um, the one thing that I do remember is when he did fight before those two losses, like you said, right? And Ian's not a bad loss. Like, I don't care what anybody says. That dude could beat anybody on any given night. Like, he pressures you, bro. He comes out there. He either gets beat really bad or he beats you really bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't think that's a real bad loss. And the one thing that I do feel like gives Ibo Aslan the lean in this one is like this is the other dude could lose and still be in the UFC. This Aslan can't lose. Like he after losing two after starting like he needs a win, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like this is a spot for him that he can win.
He's not gonna be patient in this fight. Like this fight, his last
But
one
and
is
it's
Billy Ellick. He's
also a
gonna stand
matchup
there.
for him though,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Like it's not gonna it's a dude like
He's
Ian
gonna bang with
Kutala.
him.
Yeah, that's gonna bang with them and he can bang. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
that's why I feel like to be honest, I think I could really see a lot of people uh being mad that Aslan comes out and fucks up their parlay or something, you know? Because I feel like he has a good chance of winning this fight. Like not super confident, and it's even better knowing that callback's on the other side.
Yeah, callbacks on the other side. So you guys know whatever callback says, go fade it. I'm telling you. Because it's gonna be that one leg that he misses every single time. So I agree with you, Mr. Carter, but it always doesn't always work like that. They said the same thing about Dumas. Bro, I fade Dumas every single time, and Dumas always lose. I don't know what you're saying. I always pick against Dumas. He said, "I'm betting Aslan now." If you're betting on this fight, call the number. All right, guys. Next fight is going to be Edson Barbosa taking on Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner is back. He is back in the UFC after early retirement, which I didn't really understand. I feel like he kind of got down on himself. He was kind of really hurt because he had all the talent in the world. I've said this many times. Jalen Turner is a top five. What's it called? Is a top five first round fighter in the UFC. I swear, you one round, Jalen Turner will be putting it on you. Then he makes a stupid mistake because he doesn't have the best fight IQ. You seen it, Hanato Moicano. He had Hanato Moicano knocked and decided to turn around and walk away. Like, oh yeah, walk off knockout. Then Hanato gets up, second round starts. Renato takes him down, bangs his head in, and it's over right there. Also, Jalen Turner's has so many fights where he should have won. Like Hanato's one of them. Ignacio Bahamundes. He took down Bahamundes. He was ground and pounding Bahamundes, got caught in a triangle. Like, like he makes these dumb mistakes. He went to a split decision with Dan Hooker where he's putting it on Dan Hooker in that first round. And then the second round's close. And the third round, Jalen Turner gets tired. Dan Hooker puts it on him. Mateos Gamrot. He's putting it on Mateos Gamrot for the first round. Then Gamrot eventually gets to those takedowns, wins a split decision. So Jalen Turner has all the talent in the world to be a top 5 fighter. Like I've said this about this guy for a long time. He's a pure talent top 5 fighter, but he just makes these mental mistakes. But he's going against a 40-year-old Edson Barbosa. He's 39, but damn near he's gonna be turning 40 in like 3 weeks. But I just believe he's gonna end up knocking out Barbosa. I think Barbosa's chin's not there anymore. And to me, if you go out there and you lose to a Jakar Close, and Jakar Close beats you in your last fight, and Jakar Close kind of made it look pretty easy. If we get the Jalen Turner that always been around, Jalen Turner's gonna end up knocking him out, and I think it's gonna be a first round knockout. And Jalen Turner's gonna be back on everywhere. I think he's gonna be back on everybody's map. Like Jalen Turner is one of my favorite fighters. He just makes these mental mistakes. And he ends up losing. As long as he doesn't have a mental mistake, he would end up winning this fight, in my opinion. So let's go to the odds. I'm gonna tell you guys the odds for this one. Jalen Turner's a minus 400. Oh dang. I got like a little cramp in my back. Almost broke my back out of nowhere just sitting here. See, that's how you guys know I'm getting old. But yeah, Jalen Turner minus 400. Edson Barbosa plus 300. The over 1.5 is a minus 105. The under 1.5 is a minus 125. Let's go check out Jalen Turner by knockout because I think that's the way he wins this fight. Jalen Turner by knockout's a minus 110. Jalen Turner by sub is a plus 350. Jalen Turner by decision plus 650. Edson by knockout plus 475. Edson Barbosa by submission plus 2,800. Edson Barbosa by decision plus 700. I see for some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if you guys have seen this either. I've seen everywhere that people are taking Jalen Turner by sub. A lot of people think that Jalen Turner is going to end up subbing him. I personally don't. I think Jalen Turner is going to keep us on the feet, land one of those straight right hands like he always does, and puts him away. This time, he will not walk off. Trust me. He will not do another Renato Moicano where he cracks him really hard, drops him, and turns around to walk away like, oh, yeah, I'm Mark Hunt. I can do the walk-offs or knockouts. This time, he going to jump on Edson Barbosa, and he's going to start pounding his head in. So I'm thinking him by knockout. I think that's the best play. I think you either parlay Jalen Turner in one of your parlays. He's one of my confident picks of the night. So I think you either put Jalen Turner in a parlay or you take him by knockout to minus 110.
This one's hard to me. Like, this is probably, to me, the hardest fight on the whole card. I know you said a lot of 50-50 fights, but I feel like this is actually a very hard one. And I don't think anybody can really, like, confidently say what's gonna happen until it plays out that night, right? Where it's like, okay, you're either gonna look real smart on what you say or you're gonna look real dumb, right? It's because, like, it's such a difficult fight. Like Edson to me, right, is the more technical dude, right? And I know Jalen is really good and all this stuff, but like Edson, if this was any amount of time ago, Edson beats him, you know? But it's just the thing to me is Jalen Turner, like you said, always makes mistakes. I don't know if he's gonna be confident. I don't know. Like Jalen Turner should win this fight. Like
Mm-hmm.
me, I agree with you, right? I think he knocks him out, but for something in me just feels like Edson Barbosa is like he's due for a win, and I could really see him beating Turner and retiring. Like, I really could. I could see
Mm-hmm.
him winning this weekend and retiring because and just riding off in the sunset because he doesn't have too much left in him, and I could see him leave. And Barbosa is one of those people that he's kind of just been half in, half out. So if he puts his all into a fight, like you said, against somebody that does make mistakes, Barbosa can get the leg kicks going. I see why people pick the sub just because I feel like Jalen Turner's like how we always say, he has so many ways to win fights,
He
and
does.
he never does what he needs to do to win the fight. Where he could literally go out in the first round. He's 10 times longer than him. He's 10 times bigger than him. He could just get a hold of his neck and he could submit Barbosa in the first round, bro. But he's not going to do that. I promise you. He's going to go out
Mhm.
there and he's going to try to stand there with Barbosa. And honestly, I do think what you said still happens. I do think Turner knocks him out, but for some reason, I could just see Barbosa having a lot more success on the feet and riding off in the sunset with the because these I fade the old dudes. You know me, I fade the old dudes every time. Like, especially when they're
Mhm.
getting up that old. For some reason, the older dudes that they kept around, some reason here, have been going on like Glover type shit. Like, it's like all the old dudes are all proving to all the younger dudes that you can't do this shit. Like I've been here for years, and there's another fight on the card that's like
Yep.
this that
There you
we'll
go.
get
Another one.
into, you know? And I honestly feel like it's possible Barbosa just kind of little brothers Jalen Turner, bro. You know, so
See,
it's a hard one to me.
and yeah, okay. Let me go back to that fight, so because you weren't here, let me let you know. So for the Santos fight, I said I'm choosing Santos personally. I think he wins. I had three ways that fight goes. So the pick, my actual pick, was Santos by decision. -110, Santos wins the fight by decision. The safest pick for me, in my opinion, was the +3.5 on Namath. Just because the weight miss. If he didn't miss weight, I'll be telling you, oh, Santos gonna win this fight easily. But since the weight miss, he might get tired in that third round. But Namath gets tired too. So it's either going to be, what did I say? I said if you're on Namath, if you think Namath's gonna win this fight, take the decision prop on Namath +365. That's the only way Namath wins this fight because he's
Yeah,
not
so
finishing Santos.
it's the +3.5 on Naimov, the decision on Naimov or Santos by decision. So
Yeah, I never bet on guys who miss weight. Yeah, I am betting on Santos. I said what my pick is. My pick is Santos by decision, but I'm not gonna probably have any crazy thing on it because
it really
I'm
also
not.
depends on the fight, you know. Like I
Yeah,
wouldn't say I would never bet on a fighter that did missed weight. Like it
yeah. Look
just
at me. Yeah, look at
it's
me. I bet on. I put money on Benil last time he missed weight and he got slept. So.
it's just the mindset of fighters. Like it's really makes a difference, you know.
hmm So yeah, those are my three ways. +3.5 name off by decision if you're on the name off side. But my pick personally is going to be the Santos by decision. I still think Santos wins this fight. I do believe he does it. But yeah, going back to Jalen Turner. See, the one thing that scared me about the Jalen Turner fight is that he actually retired because he said he didn't have the love for the sport anymore. And that's the one thing that scares me. And like, does he gonna come back? I was thinking,
Barbosa love this shit.
yeah, I was thinking all week leading up to this card. I was like, dang. I was like, is he really gonna love the sport? He's gonna come back to it. But I did a little bit deep searching, and I know you're gonna like this. I did a little deep searching.
He changed
Watch the
camps finally.
watch some interviews. He's still over here he's still over here training in Rancho Cucamonga and Redlands. He still goes to Team Pinnacle and Team Millennial. He's still over here, but he left for a little bit when he was fully retired. He went and trained with Ian Gary when Ian Gary was getting ready for that Carlos Prates fight. And he trained with Ian Gary for a good 3.5 months. And then he said Ian Gary got him loving the sport again. He said, I was in there sparring with Ian Gary. He says, I was looking good. Ian was showing me different things, and I fell in love with the sport again. So I'm trusting it. Just
Like I
because,
said, that's why I
I,
said it's gonna come down to the night.
yeah,
It's just you won't know until you know. Like I
yeah.
know that's hard in a betting thing, and like when we're trying to make picks and stuff like that, because you just want a pick and you want to be confident in something. But like I said, I really like. If I had to just pick random right now, I would say Barbosa. You're probably gonna pick Turner, like you said,
hmm
right? But I could see you being right, or I could see either side going. Like I
hmm
really could, and I don't think either of us are gonna know for sure what's gonna happen until that night, because we're not gonna know what Jalen Turner shows up, and we're not gonna know what Barbosa shows up. You know?
I know what Barbosa's gonna show up. The same Barbosa always show up. A guy that wants a fight and he's older now, but he throws some hard leg kicks and he can throw a punch. That's what's gonna happen. It's just gonna come
I
down to Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner. What Jalen
I
Turner
agree.
shows up like so. I think Jalen Turner at -400 ain't worth it. Uh, like I said, I think he's one of my most confident picks of the night. I really do think Jalen Turner wins this, but we'll go to the next one. A fight I'm very excited for. Another guy that missed weight. We have two back-to-back weight missers. So Marvin Vettori taking on Bruno Ferreira. This one, guys, Bruno Ferreira missed weight. He missed weight by 2 pounds, I believe it was. I think he came into 2 pounds over the weight limit. Marvin Vettori is coming into this fight, and he's lost, I believe, 5 in a row. Is it 5 in a row, or has he lost? Oh, he's lost 2 in a row. He's lost. Oh no, let me see. He won two, three. Oh, so he's lost 4 fights in his last five. That's what it is. He lost to Robert Whitaker. He beat Roman Dolidze. Then he lost to Jared Cannonier. Then he lost to Roman Dolidze. Then he lost to Brandon Allen. So he's lost four of his last 5 fights. But this one, I just believe I'm taking Marvin. I think Marvin's gonna do it. I think the only reason why Marvin lost the last fight, because personally, if you ask me right now, I think Marvin's better than Brandon Allen. And I just believe he's better than Brandon Allen, and I do believe he's better than Roman Dolidze. But if you guys know, leading up into those fights, Marvin's brother died in a fire probably about 2 or 3 weeks before his fight, and Marvin wasn't really there. Marvin was dealing with a lot of stuff, going to funerals, mourning his brother's death, and his brother died in a fire. They said that his brother put something on the pan in the house, and his brother fell asleep, and then the whole house caught on fire, and his brother ended up burning alive in there. It's a very sad story, but I just believe we're going to see the real Marvin this time. I think his head is finally straight. It's kind of hard losing a good brother that you're literally close with that way. Then you have a fight scheduled 3 weeks, and then you lose, and then you have to come back and fight again a couple months later. I think this is the fight we're going to see the real Marvin Vettori. Bruno Ferreira, I think the only way Bruno wins this fight is if he takes down Marvin and tries to submit him. Bruno will get tired. Bruno's not knocking out Marvin Vettori. My opinion, I tell you that right now, he's not knocking out Marvin Vettori. We've seen Marvin got a blockhead, bro. Marvin is out there taking shots, and he does not go down. And I don't think Bruno's going to be able to take down Marvin either. Marvin has really, really good takedown defense, and I think it's going to be there. And I think it's going to turn into a striking battle where they're both going to be boxing back and forth. And I think Marvin's going to come out on top. And Bruno missed weight, so he just shows he's not in shape for this fight. And this is going to be Marvin's last stand. I think if Marvin loses this fight, we're going to probably see him in like Karate Combat or like the PFL coming up soon. So I think Marvin needs to win this fight. I think he will win this fight. The odds are very close right now. It's a -115 for Marvin, -105 for Ferreira. So it is basically a pick 'em. The over 2.5 is a -170, under 2.5 is a plus 130. Personally, if you're asking me right now, Marvin's the pick, so I think the money line's already a safe play. If you go and take Marvin by decision, which I believe he wins this, Marvin by decision is a plus 130. Marvin by knockout, the plus 1100. I don't see Marvin knocking him out. Marvin by submission, plus 800. I don't see Marvin getting this fight done by submission. Bruno Ferreira by knockout, plus 225, which is crazy because he's not. I just tell you right now, he's not knocking out Marvin. I don't care how big people say he is. He's not
Some of the
knocking out
best
Marvin.
people haven't knocked out Marvin, bro.
Yeah, so I don't think he's knocking out Marvin. The only way I think Ferreira wins this fight is by sub, and that sub is a plus 900. So if you're on the Ferreira side and you want a risky bet, that plus 900 to him catch Marvin in the armbar or something crazy, he can possibly do it. But Ferreira by decision is a plus 450. If this fight goes to decision, tell you right now, Marvin's winning that. Ferreira, like I said, not in shape. Came in here, missed weight. Ferreira already gets tired. Ferreira is beating nobodies at this moment. His last fight was the guy that I actually picked against him, but that was like my least confident pick of the whole entire night. It was Jacek McVeigh in his like first fight of the UFC, maybe his second fight in the UFC. So I do believe that it's going to come down to whoever can like withstand the power shots and everything, and I have to trust Marvin on that side. So give me Marvin Vittori. I think Marvin wins by decision. Plus 130 is a decision prop, but I'm on the money line. -115, pick 'em price. Give me Marvin Vittori.
They're pick 'em. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Marvin Vittori for sure. I agree with everything that you had on this one. The only one thing I would add is just the decision thing, like you said, right? Like if you are on the other side, I'm just betting over 2.5.
That's a safe play. Over 2.5,
With the
probably.
-170, I'm surprised that line's even at that when all of Marvin Vittori's fights, win or lose, have been by decision. So it's like win or lose, the dude wins or loses by decision. So it's
Hmm.
like, I mean, it's literally it's in right there written. Like it's super easy. I don't think that there's no finish in this fight. I think it goes to decision. And to be 100% honest, if it goes to the decision, I lean Marvin. But
Hmm.
if the other dude wins, is like you said, he holds him there. It just, yeah, it just depends how Bruno shows up. Um, but I mean, even the gassing out, like Marvin's not a finisher like that. Like he's not some crazy finisher. So like I mean, again, when you have Brendan Allen, Roman, Jared Cannonier, right? Roman, you have Robert Whitaker, Paulo Costa, Adesanya, Kevin Holland, Jack Hermanson. The last time he's finished anybody was 2020, and it
Hmm.
was Roberson by rear naked choke. And
Yeah,
Carl Roberson literally has no ground game. You know
he's in the PFL now.
exactly. So it's like, and then the two fights before that in the UFC, um, decision win, split with Izzy. He lost in the 2018, and so it's like, and then he's only submitted people twice in his whole UFC career. Every other fight has been a decision fight,
Yeah,
win or loss, and he guillotined Alberto Uda. Do you know who that is?
no,
I have no idea either. So I just don't. I don't. He's gonna grind it out, bro. Like it's just that's the way it's gonna happen, and it's gonna be a decision fight. The over 2.5 is honestly the greatest line I've
I
ever
know,
seen.
I know, I know. MMA math doesn't work like this, but still, Bruno Ferreira's last loss was 2 fights ago. He beat Armin Petrosyan and he beat Jacek McVeigh. Jacek McVeigh was beat basically nobody. Armin Petrosyan was putting it on Bruno Ferreira until
How'd he beat Petrosian?
he beat him by armbar. But that's the way you beat Petrosyan. You take him down. That's the way you're gonna get to him. But Petrosyan was putting it on Bruno Ferreira for a little bit until he actually got the takedown and end up armbarring him. But MMA math don't work like this. But let me tell you guys right now, his last loss, he got submitted by an arm triangle by Abus Magomedov. If Abus Magomedov is beating you, I know MMA math don't work like this, but this was just last year, October 2024.
You
Albus
think
Magomedov
Marvin
beating
can
you,
submit him?
Marvin can beat you.
Yeah.
I swear. So I'm taking Marvin on the money line. I think Marvin's a good spot. Like I said, like his mind is back. I know people are like, oh, he's a
Yeah, the
fighter.
money line's probably the better play of everything because it covers you if you submit some or goes to decision, like you
Yeah,
said. So I agree with that one. It's either Marvin money line for me or the over 2.5 if you want to play it safe and
yeah.
just, you
Those
know.
are the two bets. Over 2.5 or Marvin money line. Those are probably the two bets like this.
Hey,
So,
fucking parlay it. You want to be a risky better? Marvin on the money line and over 2.5, baby.
forget it. Bet both of them is do. Let's see. KM said, "Let's go, boys. You doing a watch along here tomorrow? I'm gonna be doing a watch along of tomorrow for this fight. We'll see. I'll let you. I don't know if Mr. Carter's gonna be available. We'll see what he's
Maybe.
doing tomorrow. But we'll see if he'll be on here. But I'll be on here doing a watch along for tomorrow for UFC 323. So yeah, show up tomorrow. We'll be doing the watch along. But like I said, Marvin's a pick. Both of us are on
Listen
Marvin. We
along,
both think.
guys. Listen along. Remember,
Oh yeah,
when it gets to the main card, I know sometimes people get, but that's the good thing with the thing coming up here with the Paramount and stuff is hopefully we'll be able to show more stuff and interact more, and at least the sound won't boot us off. You know, they can listen
yeah.
to the fights at least. You know, because
Yeah,
it'd be
because
on
if I have the
Paramount.
sound on during the pay per view tomorrow, they're gonna kick me off live. So I'll be able to play the sound and be watching, doing the watch along with you guys for the main for the early prelims. But as soon as that main card starts, I'm gonna have to turn the sound off
We
and
like you
I'm gonna have
guys
to watch them.
to put the fights on and just have us on in the background, hang out with us, come vibe. Like I said, we're just it's like we can all hang out and just watch the fights together,
Yeah,
you know, and give your opinions and bullshit. So
yeah. Well, yeah. Marvin the pick. Marvin's the pick, guys. I'm gonna say it one more time. If you guys are here for the first time, I see 5 people in here. Click that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, turn those notifications on so I do not miss out, guys. I do a whole bunch of different content. I'm gonna have Cage Warriors out after this video. I'm gonna post another UFC video with all my picks. I do soccer. I do NBA. I do football. Subscribe. Make some money. Sorry, guys. Next fight, Fares Ziem taking on Nasim Sadikov. This one, guys, I'm taking Ziem. I think Ziem's gonna end up putting it on Sadikov. Sadikov He's a good fighter, but you know what made me really hop off the bandwagon is when Nicholas Mota was putting it on him for a bit. Like Nicholas Mota, I'm sorry, he is not good. Nicholas Mota says he hits very hard, and he ended up knocking out Mota in that second round. If you guys watched that first round, Mota is putting it on him, and then he went to a majority draw with Vladislav Borshev. Borshev's a good fighter, but Fresh ZMs are way better than them. This is a big step up of competition for him. I think ZM's going to put it on him, use that length, land some strikes from the outside, and end up winning this fight probably by decision. I think it's going to go all 3 rounds, but I do believe ZM, he has a chance to get some takedowns probably in this fight. I think he's a better striker. I think he's a better grappler. The one thing Sadikov does have on him is Sadikov has the power, but the one thing I see from ZM's never been knocked out. All of his fights in his whole entire career, he's never been knocked out. So I don't know if Sadikov's gonna be able to put him away. But I think taking ZM, I think ZM wins this fight by decision. So if we go look at those odds, ZM is a minus 165. Sadikov's a plus 140. The over 2.5 is at minus 210. Under 2.5 is at plus 160. So if we go look at the props now for you guys, the props say it is ZM by knockout. ZM by knockout to plus 750. ZM by submission plus 1400. It seems like the bookies already see that it's probably going to go to decision if ZM wins. ZM by decision plus 130. Sadikov by decision plus 300. Sadikov by knockout plus 315. Sadikov by submission plus 900. Personally, for me, this fight's either going to be Sadikov by knockout or ZM by decision. That's probably the best way to attack this fight. But ZM's never been knocked out in his career, and I think ZM's just an overall better fighter. So give me Perez ZM. I want to see what that double chance is real quick. Double chance Sadikov. Do they even have that? Let me see. They have to have it on here. No, they don't have it on here. But either way, I think those are the 2 ways they're gonna have it. I think ZM's gonna win this fight. He's a minus 165 money line, a plus 130 on the decision prop. The decision prop is probably the best way to go for me. I'm taking ZM. I think he does it by decision.
Yeah, I have ZM2 on this one. Remember how we were talking about, like, I'd probably parlay one that, like, and I think he's gonna win, but I wouldn't be, like, super confident in it. That'd probably be the one I would parlay myself with Abdul Malik, or, like,
Mm-hmm.
with the knockout for Abdul Malik with the ZM, just to get a better price tag, like I said, to juice up the ZM line a little bit, Like, 'cause you'll get closer to plus money on ZM, and all you
Mm-hmm.
need is ZM basically to win, because Malik's gonna win. But um, yeah, I'm how I am with those young technical fighters. I think I bet on ZM a few times and have won. When people weren't on him, like people really didn't know who he was. Um, I'm trying to think of the dude that I used to bet on a lot that's very similar to him. Was it Lanise? Not Lanise. Remember the dude that I made like the crazy, like I bet like $1,200 on him when nobody knew who he was, and he had kind of like a similar nickname to him, like this. It wasn't the smile killer, it was like the silent killer, I think, right? And they're just both real technical dudes. And it
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of him, where he is gonna probably outclass this dude. And for the price tag that it is on it, it's a great price tag on a dude that like I believe in and like I've been a fan of and been watching. So yeah, the pick would be Zia on this one.
Yeah, like I think Sadakov's good, but if Nicholas Mota is cracking you, I think ZM's gonna piece you up. And also, I just think he's not gonna be able to knock out ZM. Like I said, ZM has had many fights in his MMA career, a lot of fights in
He
the
moves
UFC.
good. He
No one's
moves
ever
good.
knocked him out, and he moves well. He has good striking defense, and he can take him down too. He's not a one trick pony. He can take you down and grind you out as well. So ZM's the pick. I'm taking him. Money line's good. Decision prop is good. One of those 3. If you want plus money, take the decision prop. If you're okay with the minus 160, take ZM on the money line. Next fight, guys. Women's MMA. Macy Barber taking on Karina Silva. Macy Barber's a minus 198. Karina
Everybody
Silva's a
change your
plus
pick. No.
Karina Silva's a plus 168. Over 2.5 is a minus 275. Under 2.5 is a plus 200. This one, guys, this is going to be a close fight. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Macy Barber's good. Karina Silva's good. He's just as good. They're both going to have a really good fight. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I'm taking Macy Barber. I think Macy Barber wins this fight. I think this fight goes to decision. I think it's going to be a close decision. I think it can be a split, but I'm taking Macy Barber. Karina Silva is good. If she gets Macy Barber down, Macy might not be able to get back up. So if Macy Barber gets her down, Karina Silva might not be able to get back up. So it's going to be a fight where it's going to go back and forth. Both of them are probably going to land some shots. Both of them are probably going to get a takedown each. I think it's a 50-50 fight. If you guys like split decision props, Macy Barber by split decision is a it was right here. Where did it go? Macy Barber by split decision plus 400. Karina Silva by split decision plus 900. Ooh, plus 900 Karina Silva by split. That looked good as well. But the one thing I'm saying is that over 2.5 is a good parlay piece. I think this fight goes to decision. I think the over 2.5 is a minus 275. I like that I like that price even for it to go to decision. I mean, for the over 2.5 as a parlay piece. And the fight to go to decision, minus 225. Honestly, you might as well just take the over 2.5. There's no reason to get a minus 50 better on the decision prop because if how many times have we, as you guys, me many times, have you took an over 2.5 and the fight gets ended with a minute left? It's been many times it's happened to me. So I think the over 2.5 is the best spot to attack this one. Put it in a parlay. But if you think Macy Barber wins this fight, her by decision is a minus 110. The Karina Silva by decision plus 350. Somebody will win this fight by decision. I'll tell you guys right now, nobody's getting finished, in my opinion. The one thing that does scare me about Macy is like Macy's a really good fighter. I've been a big fan of Macy Barber for a long time. I've watched her since she made her debut in the UFC back when she was saying she's going to be the youngest champion of all time. I've been watching Macy for a while. One thing that does scare me is that she was supposed to take on Aaron Blanchfield in her last fight, and Macy had a seizure right before she came out to the ring. She had a medical emergency. She had a seizure in the back, and she's been dealing with health issues for a long time. So her health is not fully there, but she says she's back. She was in the hospital for a while.
You
Now
didn't
she's
mention
back.
what I thought you were gonna mention. You know why all that I mean, the big thing around her and why everybody's like more fading her now than like with her is
Hmm.
because she got like a boob job, bro.
What does the boob job have to do with anything?
That's the last thing you should be doing when you're like not in good health and like fighting women in the UFC, bro. Like it's just it definitely seemed to add complications, you know? Like it did. Like it
Yeah.
definitely like it seemed like it like I mean, shit. I don't want to put too much stock into it, but it's just like, bro, think about this. If you went from being skinnier to bigger, right? Or you went from being fatter to skinnier, right? Like the weight, that you carry, the all that stuff is gonna affect you, you know? And I don't think she accounted for none of that. She did
Yeah.
not think about nothing that it was going to impact when it did come. I'm not saying it had the like, oh, she made her like everybody made it seem like it made her a shitty fighter, which she's not a shitty fighter.
Oh, she's
But
pretty good.
it just definitely was like not the thing you should be doing when you're like at the pit, like you're right here and like you kind of put yourself here just because like you weren't focused. You did kind of make adjustments that like you shouldn't have in that time, you know? And maybe she's learned from it, and I hope so. That cuz that I'm with you on this one, you know.
Yeah, I think the over is the best spot because, like I said, I think Karina Silva is a good fighter as well. Like, I think she's good.
I do too.
Macy should probably win this fight, but I think Karina Silva could be a live dog. And I just think the over is the best spot to attack this fight. Give me the over 2.5. I'll probably be parlaying that with a probably confident pick. But hey, Macy Barber after the boob job.
Macy Boo Barber. Hey, you said it. That's it, bro. I'm put the house on it. Put the house on it.
Macy boob job barber. That's what you're gonna be doing. So, but yeah, hey, since the boob job, she's 1-0. So she won her first fight with the boob job. So she got to come out there and win again. But then she missed weight really bad against Aaron Blanchfield. Then she had a seizure in the back. So that was just a really really bad situation for Macy. I hope she's okay. I hope she comes out there and has a good fight because I really like Macy a lot. But I hope it comes out and she has a good fight. But I'm taking the over. Over is the best play for that one for Macy Barber and Karina Silva, and the fight will go to decision. Next fight is going to be Terrence McKinney taking on Chris Duncan. The odds for this fight, before I give you guys my pick, the odds for this one is a Chris Duncan minus 128. Terrence McKinney plus 107. Guys, this line is set at over a half a round. It's not that many fights you get it set at over half a round. The over half a round is a minus 220. The under half a round plus 165. They're trying to get you guys. They're trying to get you. Take the under half. They're trying to get you. They're baiting you for the over half because they know it's going to end in the first minute. But I'm telling you, this one, I'm taking Terrence McKinney. I think Terrence McKinney's going to knock out Chris Duncan. I think Chris Duncan, I've seen him take some shots recently, but one thing about Terrence McKinney, he's actually gotten a lot better recently. And the one thing about Terrence, almost all of his fights end in the first round. Either he gets slept in the first round or he sleeps somebody in the first round. So I think I want to say all of his fights have ended in the first round. Let me check. Let me make sure I'm right on that. Let me see. First round, first round, first round, first round, first round. Oh, never mind. He got a second round. He got submitted in the second round. Then he got flying knees in the second round. Then first round, 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 first round. Oh, two fights he's had went to the second round. He lost every single one of them. So I'm telling you right now, Terrence McKinney, I believe, wins this fight. I think he knocks out Chris Duncan. I just think Chris Duncan's been doing really well recently. Like he beat Mateus what's his name, Mateus Rebecki, but Rebecki just looks really bad in that fight. I expected Rebecki to knock out Chris Duncan, and for some reason, Duncan hasn't had the best chin. But when he fought Rebecki, he went out there and decided I'm gonna have a chin in this fight. So I just believe Terrence McKinney's is way more like not as in like powerful, but more like technique wise, where the shot's gonna land in the perfect spot. And McKinney is kill or be killed, and I think this is a spot for him to win this fight and end up knocking him out. So give me Terrence McKinney. I think he does it by first round knockout. I'm gonna say within like the first minute and a half of the round. I think he sleeps. Chris Duncan.
Not really, like I said, I don't have too much crazy on this one or anything crazy on this one. I'd be on the other side, but not confident. I just I don't really think McKinney is coming to fight super crazy anymore like that. I mean, I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of just somebody that's just there, and Chris
Mm-hmm.
Duncan is kind of still has potential, I feel like, but I would it's so hard. The line is super accurate on this one where it's like I don't think the line even really knows who's going to win. It's just the slight lean on Chris Duncan that it has is would be my slight lean. So I'd probably have it the same way the line has it where if I had to have a pick, I'd have Chris Duncan, but no reasoning on why I think Chris Duncan wins. Um, the only question I would ask you is if it does make it out of the first round, do you think Chris Duncan is live?
Wins, yes.
Yeah.
Chris Duncan.
Okay.
If this fight gets out of the first round, Chris Duncan wins it.
Okay. That is all I want to know.
So what's it called? Chris Duncan to win the fight and get out of the first round, a plus 280. Round two to start, and Chris Duncan to win the fight is a plus 280. That's a good spot. Terrence McKinney to win the
Hmm.
fight in the first 3 minutes, plus 330. That's the spot, I swear, right there. Plus 330, Terrence McKinney to win the fight in the first 3 minutes. Yeah, I think he's gonna do it. But I mean, let me tell you guys the odd props. Chris Duncan by knockout plus 150. Chris Duncan by sub plus 300. Chris Duncan by decision plus 1200. Terrence McKinney by knockout plus 330. Terrence McKinney by sub plus 380. Terrence McKinney by decision plus 2000. But yeah, this one, guys, like I said, I think McKinney knocks him out. Honestly, if you're going to take a bet on this one, probably just take McKinney on the money line. That might be a good spot. But if you like guys like big price tags, Terrence McKinney by knockouts, a plus 330. I think he knocks him out. A lot of people are saying submission, but one thing about Duncan does have a good ground game a bit. So I think Terrence McKinney's going to want to starch him on the feet. So give me Terrence McKinney. I think he knocks him out. Plus 330 is a very good price on that one.
It sounds like bet Terrence McKinney straight up, and if it goes past if it goes over that half a round, you bet you hedge your bet with the live bet on Chris Duncan because he'll probably be a dog after that first
Because you
half
get
of
pieced
the
up for a bit. Yeah.
yeah. So that's the way I would take that fight is like just bet McKinney, anybody, Bet McKinney and pay attention to it. Bet live Chris Duncan if it does go past that certain point, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's probably the best way to attack it. Live bet Duncan if it goes past like that half a round is probably the best spot. Next fight, the last guy to actually submit Chris Duncan is in this fight. Grant Dawson taking on Manuel Torres. Grant Dawson minus 245, Manuel Torres a plus 205, over 1.5 is a plus 110, under 1.5 is a minus 145. Man, Torres is the last guy to submit Chris Duncan. He got him in a rear naked choke. But this one, I'm taking Grant Dawson. I think Grant Dawson. I think people are saying submit. Honestly, to over 1.5 is a very good spot. I think honestly Grant Dawson wins this fight by decision. I don't think he's gonna submit Manuel Torres. Maybe he does. Maybe he gets a ground and pound finish and he submits him. But I just think Grant Dawson is gonna end up grinding him out. I think that's the best way for him to win this fight. I don't think he's going to want to do too much against Manuel Torres because if he gets him down, you don't want to. One thing people say all the time, it's position over submission, and Grant Dawson lives by that. That dude knows he's like, you know what? I'd rather have the positioning than trying to go for a submission and let him get back up. So I think Grant Dawson wins this fight. I don't think Manuel Torres has the best takedown defense to stop him, but I'll tell you right now, Manuel Torres stops those takedowns, he might end up knocking out Grant Dawson. I think he might has a good chance to knock him out if he does not get those takedowns. But I just believe Grant Dawson's going to take him down pretty easily. Grant Dawson by knockout plus 450. Grant Dawson by sub plus 130. Manuel Torres by knockout plus 275. Manuel Torres by submission plus 1,000. Manuel Torres by decision plus 1,400. Like I said, guys, I think Grant Dawson wins a decision. I'm more of the person that's probably going to be on the Grant Dawson to win and round two to start. I like that one. Plus 145. That's probably the best bet I see for this one. I do believe if Grant Dawson finishes Torres, it's going to be probably in that second or third round. So Grant Dawson to win and round two to start is a very good spot. That's my favorite play of the whole entire fight. Plus 145. I think he does it by decision. But if he does
That
finish, it's
sounds
not going
good.
to come in the first round. So give me Grant Dawson to win and round two to start.
Yeah, I got Dawson on this one as well. Um, that would be the pick. I mean, don't get me wrong, Torres, I'd rather Torres win. Like, if you had to tell me, like, fan-wise, who I'd want to see win and who I'd want to see move up and keep going through the rankings and all that, definitely more of a fan favorite is Manuel Torres, you know? But Grant Dawson has proven and shown what he is capable of, what he is. He honestly could be a future champion. The Bobby Green loss was like
A
that
fluke.
one, not just a fluke, but it was like the lights, the shot, like you, it's like he had to go through that one to learn the pressure, you know? Like it's pressure fighting Bobby Green. It is just like it is fighting a Kevin Holland or any of those dudes. They're big star people and they put a lot of eyes on you when you're fighting, and they can either fold you or it can make you. And I feel like that was Dawson's moment to learn how to deal with that, you know? And I
Mhm.
think this is probably his best test since then. He's fought a few people and won since then and made it look like it wasn't even fair because he's fighting people down again instead of like up, which he is a really good fighter. And so now here's another test, you know, where he is
Mhm.
going to be fighting somebody that's really good again, but I just think he's better all around. Like, I mean, and I know that, like you said, him standing up and stuff like that, but it's the dude's going to be so worried about the takedowns. Like, it's Grant Dawson's going to be able to dump him whenever he wants to, and
Yeah.
he knows that. So
Yeah, we're both on Dawson. I think I really believe it too, same as you. I think he takes him down pretty easily. I think like if this fight ends up on the feet, which I don't believe it's going to be, I think Man Torres is live for the knockout. But I just believe Grant Dawson is gonna pick him up, take him down whenever he wants. So
Dawson has a chin though too, and that's why it's like
he
like you
does
said, the
have a chin,
over.
but the Bobby, I feel like people don't think he has a chin just because the Bobby Green knockout. But that was just
Bobby
it
Green
was a
is a
fluke. It
bro.
was a
No, but
fluke.
it's like Bobby Green. That's the one thing Bobby Green can do. Like the one thing Kevin Holland does and Bobby Green and them type of dudes, Nate Diaz, they just hit you with some hard out of nowhere fucking left field. Oh, I shouldn't have been winning type shit. Like, so they do.
That's why I thought Bobby was gonna do the patty, but then he shot a takedown and got submitted. But next
That's
one.
cause they're not smart. I didn't say they were smart.
But now, guys, getting into the main card, the one fight we were talking about earlier, and another fight where another old guy is fighting, but
It's the one I was
never
talking
know.
about. You knew which one I was talking about.
Yeah, Jan Blachowicz taking on Bogdan Guskov. The odds in this one, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was very surprised about these odds, and I think they're giving us a great number. Maybe it's a trap. Maybe it's a trap, but I don't think so. Um, Jan Blachowicz is a minus 117. Guskov is a minus 103. Money's coming in on Guskov because I saw Blachowicz at a minus 130, minus 135.
Hmm.
Now he's down to a minus 130, minus 117. It's damn near almost a pick 'em. The over 2.5 is set at a plus 115. The under 2.5 is at plus minus 150. If you guys, I'm taking Jan Blachowicz. I think Jan Blachowicz is going to take him down, and then Guskov's not going to know what to do on the floor, and I think Jan gets a submission. I think Jan's going to submit him, and I think Jan wins this fight pretty easily. Guskov is not that good in my opinion. Guskov is just a guy that comes out there and if he lands a knockout shot, he can knock you out. But Jan's got a chin. Jan had I don't know, has Jan ever been knocked out in his career? He fought Alex Pereira, took some shots from Alex, he still didn't get knocked out. If Alex can't knock you out, Bogdan Guskov's not knocking you out. I want to see, has he been knocked down in his career? He has 11 losses. Any of them by knockout? Two of them. He got knocked out by Thiago Santos in 2019, and he got knocked out
One of the
by.
greatest strikers ever to fight in that division.
So he's only been knocked out twice. He got knocked out in 2011 by early in his career in 2011. Then he got knocked out by Thiago. But Thiago's a crazy, crazy power puncher. So back in his day. So and then if he went to split decision with Alex Pereira, took him down. He had a fight against Carlos Ulberg where he ended up losing. I was a high on Carlos Ulberg that fight. I just thought Carlos was just gonna be way faster than him, and I just thought he was gonna be better. But those are two guys that are just way, way better than Bogdan Guskov. I think Bogdan Guskov gets taken down. I think he gets submitted, and I think there's Jan Blachowicz at his age is going to show him there's levels to this. So let's go look at those odds real quick. I want to see what the odds for the submission is. Jan by knockout plus 350. Jan by sub plus 750. Guys, plus 750 by Jan by sub. Wow. Okay, guys. I think I found the. I think I might have call me crazy. I think I just found the high price tag that's damn near gonna hit. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit. So yeah, that's my pick. Jan Blachowicz by sub plus 750. Go take
I
it.
mean,
You
if
know
you
why?
had to pick what you thought was going to happen, I mean, that sounds like the most likely, like, of outcomes for this fight,
Yeah,
which is
I
kind
think.
of crazy if it's the most likely of outcomes for them to have that high of a price tag on it,
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's either Guskov by knockout or Jan by sub. That's literally what I think happens. If Guskov's gonna win this fight, he's gonna knock him out, but he's not
I mean,
knocking out
to me,
Jan.
it's
So
yawn by decision or sub, right? Like, I don't think yawn really knocks him out,
yeah,
like, you know?
I don't think so either. Unless it's a ground pound. The only way is maybe a
I
ground
mean, but
finish.
he could,
I
like
don't.
you said, he could knock him out. I don't want to say he couldn't, because I mean, I do think he's the better fighter all around. I just do.
Volkan Uzdemir submitted
Submitted
Bogdan
him. Yeah.
Guskov. Like, come on! If Volkan doesn't submit nobody, if he
Did
submits
you
you
see the press conference?
when he was just like Hitman, yeah,
No. Did you hear what Jan said?
I didn't. I didn't know.
Jan
I think
said,
I was busy.
Jan said, I have experience.
Oh yeah, he
Polish
did say that. Yeah,
power. He said, I
Polish
have the.
power.
He said, everybody forget about the Polish power. I'm like, bro, he does bang, bro, and like that's why I said I think he could stand with Guskov. And like you said, he hasn't been knocked out. I think he's better all around. I think all three, like the to be honest, the way to bet it is just instead of like I mean sprinkle something on the sub because that's how I do think he wins too. Like you said,
Inside the
I do.
distance,
But no, just
money line.
straight. Yeah, just
Yeah,
money line, bro, because he should beat him
he
all
should.
around. The only way he doesn't win is if for some reason he gets starched and he's just not focused.
Yeah.
And Jan is not that type of fighter. You know what I mean? Like he's always been like dialed in even when he's lost. So I just don't see him making like some stupid mistake that's going to lose you all your money in 10 seconds or something.
Hmm.
Like it's going to be a longer fight, but he could beat him on the feet, he could beat him on the ground, or he could beat him by decision. I really think he could beat him all 3 ways, and
Yeah,
if that's the case, take the money line,
yeah.
or
Safest
like you
play, safest play is the money line. The safe play, the smart play with just a bet on it is the money line. The money line's already a good price. Like you're getting to pick a price tag at a guy that I think is way
the
better than the
sub's
other dude.
beautiful though for plus 750
Plus
because that's not
750
accurate.
submission.
That's not accurate to
I
what
would have had a
the
line maybe a plus 300, but plus 750. That's crazy.
but what's the more favored thing for him?
A decision by plus 220.
I mean, I could see why they have it that way, but not the 750 like you said. I would have those closer and the knockout at the plus 7.
See, yeah, the knockout plus is a plus 340. This the decision is plus 220, and then the submission plus
Yeah, I would
750.
flip the knockout and the sub, honestly.
Yeah.
That's how I would have
And
it.
then the under 2.5 is favorited for this fight. So it seems like the bookies don't even think this fight's going to decision
That's
either.
so
So
crazy though.
it's the craziest.
That's such a weird line to be
I feel
on.
like
That
they're trying to I feel like they're trying to bait, like this is just me. 'Cause you know
the
how
goose
bookies
got betters.
they're trying to bait the goose golf betters, and they're also trying to bait the casual eye of thinking Polish power. He's gonna hit him and knock him out. He got that Polish power. That's all everybody knows. Jan Vor is Polish power. So they're trying to bait people and taking that plus 350 when he takes him down and submits him. I just really believe that's what they're doing. They're trying to bait people into their knockout prop. And when he gets submitted, people are gonna be mad. But safe play, the pick Jan money line. But if you guys want the high price tag, my pick is Jan by sub plus 750. Go make your
I
whole
agree.
entire card. That you hit the plus 750, your whole card is made. So Jan by submission plus 750.
This
That's
is
the
one we're
spot.
both confident in, so I like that. Usually, when me and you are really both really high on something, I mean, I don't want to steer anyone the wrong way, but usually when me and you are that big on somebody, it goes pretty good. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Now, guys, the next fight. This one's gonna kill me, man. This next fight, it's really make me sad. You know why? Because I'm big fans of both these guys. Big fans of both these guys. Henry Cejudo in his retirement fight going against Peyton Talbot. I'm a huge fan of Henry Cejudo. The one thing that Mr. Carter knows about me, I've rode the Cejudo train all the way up since he's like talking about the DJ fights and
Oh, I've
everything.
never been a Cejudo dude.
I've been the biggest Cejudo dude. I was telling people this dude's the greatest combat athlete, sports athlete of all
You
time.
used to be as cringy about him as he was almost, bro. I
I was swear.
swear.
I swear. I was saying that Henry Cejudo is um is the greatest sports athlete, like I'm not sports athlete, greatest combat athlete in history before Cejudo was saying it. I was like, bro, two double champion plus a gold medal, like in Olympic wrestling, like come on, like that's no one else has those credentials. Like not even Brock Lesnar has those credentials. So when Brock was like NFL, WWE, UFC champion, NCAA, all three division champion. Like Henry Cejudo's outdone that. So, man, I'm a big fan of Henry Cejudo. And yes, I am a big fan of Peyton Talbot. What, you don't like him because he hangs out with our friend Frank Ocean? And that's one reason why you don't like him. You just sound like a hater. But yeah, Peyton Talbot. I honestly, if I had to give you guys a pick, I want to go to the odds before I give you guys my pick. Let me go to the odds before I give you guys my pick right now. Odds are is going to be plus 200 for Henry Cejudo, minus 240 for Peyton Talbot. Over 2.5, say minus 260. Under 2.5 is at plus 190. If you want to go to the knockout props, the knockout prop for Cejudo plus 850. Submission prop by Cejudo plus 2,500. Cejudo by decision plus 325. Peyton Talbot wins by knockout plus 230. Talbot by submission plus 2,000. Talbot by decision plus 105. Guys, I'm going to have to do it though. I'm going with Peyton Talbot. I think Talbot's gonna end up winning this fight. I think he does it by submission. I seen Talbot learn so much. I seen that he learned so much from that Barcelos fight, where Barcelos is just a dog. Right? Barcelos takes you down, and he's almost not to the level of this guy, but he kind of fights almost the same exact way. He's kind of like a Marab. He's a Marab type of fighter, Barcelos, and he's gonna keep shooting and shooting and shooting. He's gonna throw some hands on top that he's gonna land some hard shots, and he's gonna keep shooting and shooting. Like I'm not saying that Barcelos is better than Marab or even on the level of Marab because he's not, but he has that same exact style, and that style for a young Peyton Talbot was the one that kind of messed him up. And I feel like Peyton went into that fight too confident. Like he went into that Barcelos fight like, oh, I'm gonna knock this old man out. I'm just gonna be easy. Then he got something he wasn't ready for. He showed in the next fight when he fought against I think it was Lima. I think it's who was it Lima he fought in his last fight. He was Felipe Lima. Me and you came on here, Mr. Carter. We talked about that fight. We said I don't understand how you go from a minus 1,400 favorite to all the way down to a plus 105. I was like, I didn't understand that damn line. He went out there and he beat up Lima. He went out there, won all 3 rounds.
Yeah,
He showed
we
the
knew that was
takedown
gonna
defense.
happen.
He showed that he had the takedown defense. He showed that he had the grappling transitions. He just like that he just showed that he got so much better. And now he's going against Henry Cejudo, where Henry Cejudo has lost 3 fights in a row since he's been back. He lost to Aljamain Sterling. I thought he won the Aljamain Sterling fight. I swear, I thought he won the fight. Very close fight, but I thought he won it. But still, he lost it on the cards. It says he lost. Then he lost to Marab, or Marab kind of just embarrassed him and went out there and won the fight. Marab does not do that to a prime Henry Cejudo. Prime Henry Cejudo sleeps Marab. But Song Yadong ended up getting a doctor stoppage on Henry. That fight is the one that gets me a little bit scared. You know why? Because that fight was 1-1 going into the third. Henry looked really good against Song Yadong in that first round. Song Yadong ended up winning the second round. It was 1-1. I was going for Henry. I was like, come on, Henry, you can pull it off. And then the doctor stopped it in the third round. We didn't get to see the rest of the fight. Then it went to a technical decision. And then they gave the fight to Song Yadong. But that fight just showed that Henry still has it a little bit. But at this point, Henry Cejudo has a lot of mileage on him. He's 38 years old now. He's going against a guy that's a young prospect and Peyton Talbot. And I think Talbot's going to win this fight. I think Talbot just got to stop the takedowns, and then the striking levels are going to be there for him. And I just think Talbot has probably trained a lot for this moment. And he's did a lot of wrestling with Frank Ocean. So he's going to be able to know about this one. But no, I just believe Peyton Talbot is just a really good fighter. I'm a big fan of this guy. I just like the vibe. I think the bros just calm and collect. He's one of those skateboarder dudes. He's like, you know what, dude? I train, I ride my skateboard. Like that's literally what I do, and I think he's a really cool guy. So give me Peyton Talbot. I think Talbot comes out here and he gets this fight done by decision. She's not sub. He's not submitting him. Peyton Talbot by decision plus 105, but that's the play. I don't think Talbot knocks out Cejudo because I don't even know Cejudo's. I think the last person to knock out Cejudo might have been DJ. So let me double check. He's been knocked out one time in his career. I think it was DJ. I think it was Demetri Johnson in 2016 is the last time he was knocked out. He got knocked out in the first round by DJ. So I think Peyton wins this by decision, and that's the pick. I think that's the safest play. So yeah, if you ask me what Cowback do I think about the round 3 to start, I think round 3 to start either way. I think either one of the wins is going to go decision. So give me Peyton Talbot to retire Henry Cejudo, and that's another thing. I never bet on guys in the retirement fight. Like if they announce that they're retiring before the fight, I'm just like, they're not really fighting for anything. I think Henry's fighting for a paycheck at this point. I think Henry's more of a coach right now. He's doing a lot of things for younger fighters. He's trying to teach these guys the ropes. He's a really good coach, and I think that's where he wants to get to. So yeah, Payne Talbot's a pick.
This is the second one to me on the card where it's like, remember how you said there was like 50-50 ones or whatever?
Mhm.
But like how the Jalen Turner and the Edson Barbosa fight was. This reminds me of that fight, right? Where it's just like, it's going to be a very, very hard fight for you to really know what's going to happen until it plays out. Um, my pick is going to be Peyton. Um, because that's what I've been on, like, all week and stuff after watching all the press conferences, but I just have the weirdest feeling, bro. The same thing as, like I said with Edson, that, like, Henry's better than bro. I swear. And the one thing to
A
me,
prime Henry is.
but not even just prime, like, one fight for it all. Henry wins, bro. And this is his last fight. So that's why, to me, like, if anybody's going to go in there and say, screw it, I'll get hurt, or like, screw it, I'll throw it all on the line and I'm going to put everything in there for my last fight, would be the king of cringe. I'll tell you that. Like, one thing I did, and you do remember this, right? Is like, I did like Henry Cejudo coming up. I didn't like Henry Cejudo after
Once
Demetrius
he
Johnson.
oh, the once he became the double champ and stuff.
No, after Demetrius Johnson,
Oh,
because
okay.
when he fought Demetrius Johnson and like the and Demetrius Johnson felt like he won that fight because of leg kicks. Like Henry became the cringe dude because of that fight, almost right, where it's like okay, people are gonna call me the bad dude. I'm gonna lean into it, and he did. He went with it. From there on, he's always been the bad dude. You want to know the one thing he's doing this whole fight camp, and
Was being the nice dude.
he's been the good dude. And again, and for me, the one thing he trained with them, like you heard them talk about it, right? Like it's almost like Peyton looks up to him like a big brother almost.
Hmm.
That's why I said it reminds me of the Barbosa. Like my pick is going to be Talbot. I think he ends up beating him, but I would not be surprised if Henry comes out there like Edson Barbosa and little brothers, Jalen Turner or Peyton Talbot, like, and shows them like I've been here way longer. It's one fight. I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna put everything on the line because I do think if Henry gives it his 100%, what it like gives it his all, he could really beat him. He could. So
Yeah, if he gets Peyton down, I don't think Peyton might not be able to get back up. But the one thing is that I saw in the Song Yadong fight is that Henry's at the age where he gets tired now.
yeah,
Henry used
it's
to, Hen,
he. But I agree. I agree.
Henry used to not get tired. He used to be able to do that for 5 straight rounds. Now after 2 rounds, I do believe that he's going to. I do believe he's going to end up getting tired, and it could be 1-1 going to that third round, and that's when
Yeah,
Talbot starts
I
putting it
do.
on
I
him.
would say it goes to round 3 callback just because of that. Because if, like, let's say me and like how me and the wager zone are on Talbot and our official pick is going to be Talbot. Like, with that being said, I do think Henry does give it his all, and so win or lose, I do think he's going to try really hard to get the win, which would push it more towards in favor of it going to round 3, where it's like he's not going to just get starched or he's not going to like I'd be really surprised if that fight played out that way, to be
You know
honest.
what fight I want to see so bad? So I kind of let's say put it this way: if Henry wins this fight, I'm gonna be happy for Henry. I'm a big Henry fan, so if he gets to leave on a
I
win,
won't be mad either.
I'll be happy. But if the one thing I'll be sad for is if Peyton loses, because the one fight I want to see it so bad because they remind me so much of each other.
Peyton and Sean.
Peyton and Sean, man. I want to see that fight, bro. Like Peyton Talbot versus Sean O'Malley, that'll feed families. I swear
Sean
that'll be.
O'Malley knocks Peyton Talbot out, bro.
I think Peyton puts it on Sean. That's the reason why I want to see it, man. They're identical. They both got the same length. They both strike just as good. Like I think they're striking. It'll be such a great fight. Like I would if
It will.
personally, I wouldn't even have money on that fight. I just sit there and watch it. Like I would be like, nope, I'm not betting on this one. I want to just watch it because I'm
I
big
mean,
fans
it
of both
could
of
be
them.
next if he beats Henry.
If he beats
Could.
Henry, he could go and fight Sean next. That's the reason I
But
want to
Sean
see it.
was I mean, but that was the one thing about this fight that was weird too, was like it's almost like this fight shouldn't be happening, and that's why I feel bad for Peyton, is because like this is like a lose-lose situation for Peyton as well, cuz like you beat Henry, he's just the retiring old guy, and if you lose to Henry, he's just the retiring old guy, you know?
I don't think it's a lose lose. I think it's if he loses, yeah, you lost to a retiring Henry. But if
He
you
should have
win,
fought. He should have fought a different contender, in my opinion. Like somebody else. Like because with the division being open now and Marab needing people to fight and all this, like you don't want him getting stopped by Henry and being like, especially after Barcelos, right? He lost and he came back and you gave him a test, but it wasn't like a big. It was no step up or nothing. He beat it. Now you're giving him some dude that's a former champion and all this, which he should beat. He should, like we said, he should beat Henry at this point of Henry's career. But it would be real shitty if he loses to him. I'll tell you that.
but if he
Like,
wins, it jump starts him to like that top five. Like he goes into that top
I
five
don't
area.
know. I don't know if it does, just because of the way Henry is. Like, Henry hasn't won in forever. Like
Hmm.
Song Yadong would be hard.
Well, yeah, we're both on Talbot, but either way, whoever wins, I kind of will be happy. Next fight, I feel like I know which way you're going. So, well, I
Yeah,
think
you
we'll
know which
see.
way I'm going on this one.
Next fight's gonna be Brandon Moreno taking on Tatsuro Taira. The odds for this fight is going to be.
It's
Let
probably
me
the one
see.
that you would have known which way I was leaning in this one.
This one is very close. Brandon Moreno is a plus 100 underdog. Tatsuo Taira is a minus 120. The over 2.5 is a minus 350. The under 2.5 is a plus 250. You go to the props. Moreno by knockout plus 900. Moreno by sub plus 1400. Moreno by decision plus 160. Tatsuo Taira by knockout is plus 1400. Tatsuo Taira by sub plus 500. Tatsuo Taira by decision plus 140. This one, guys, I'm going with Tatsuo Taira. I think Taira's going to be able to use that wrestling. I think he's going to be able to get down Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno has been taken down in like almost all of his fights recently. Everybody's been able to get him down from the stats I've seen. Steve Ursay took him down. Amir Albazi took him down. Brandon Royval took him down. Pantoja took him down. Davis and Figueiredo took him down. So it seems like he's been taken down in almost all of his fights, and that's the one thing that Tatsuo Taira is better than all of those guys at. Is Pantoja a better jiu-jitsu guy than Tyra? Yes, he is. But Tyra is the best wrestler that Brandon Moreno has fought to date. I think he's going to be able to take down Brandon, and I believe he's just going to grind him out. I think it could be a boring fight. I think we can be hearing a lot of boos in there because everyone's going to be mad about how boring it is. But I just believe he's going to be able to get him down, and I think he's going to win this fight by decision. So Tatsuo Tyra on the money line is a safe pick, but if you want the actual bet, that's going to be like a riskier one, not too risky because I do believe it goes to decision either way. That plus 140 by Tatsuo Taira by decision. So I'm on Tatsuo Taira. I think he just grinds him out in a very boring fight.
Again, this is another hard fight, but I got to go with Brandon Moreno. Um, I just think at this point, right? Like I know we've seen it many of times, and like a lot of people would rather Tyra win and all this stuff. Nobody wants to see Moreno fight Pantoja again and all this shit. Ev- I mean, but and especially with how we feel the next fight goes, right? I honestly think Moreno could fight for the championship next, right? He needs this win. Like he wins this fight, he's probably the next dude that fights for the championship. So it's like
Mhm,
he'll be on a 3-fight win streak. He's knocked off 3 contenders that were coming up to fight for the belt, you know? Like I can really see this is his moment that he has to win to be if he wants it again, you know? If he wants to compete again, and right now with the division being open and like we said, the Van fight happening against Pantoja, if Van wins, it's Moreno would be the like the matchup, you know?
mhm,
And I'm not gonna sit there and say that Van couldn't beat Moreno or Moreno couldn't beat Van, but it's just I feel like there's more hope for Moreno now than ever to get back
mhm,
to your title, right? If you beat the few dudes that you needed to, like I'm trying to remember who it was, but it's just like anybody that loses their championship, it's like you have to beat so many people before you get back to it. And he's done it once, and it's almost like he's doing it again, like where he's making it undeniable that it's like
mhm,
nobody else can fight but me. And it's like you've knocked off all these contenders. So until he loses, I just can't fade him, you know? Until it's like he actually shows some decline, he's better than most people in the division. Like he's better, he's proven that he is better than the up and comers, you know?
mhm.
So that's
So
why I'd be on him.
would you say it goes to decision too, or do you think Brandon can knock him out?
I would think, yeah, probably decision if I had to pick, but it's just a hard one because like you said, if Tyra can get him down, he might win around, Brandon might win around, like, and there's probably going to be a point in time in this fight that Tyra gets him down. I just don't think he finishes Moreno, and I think
Mhm,
he'll get more of the fight than Tyra will. But if if Tyra can't get Brandon Moreno down, Brandon Moreno's going to piece bro up.
Yeah, he could. If he doesn't get him down, he probably will win the
His
boxing changes.
boxing is
Yeah.
way like, and if he pressures him and all this stuff, like, so that's the thing to me. It's gonna come down to like, this is Brandon Moreno's fight to lose. I feel like, you know. But Tyra's really good, bro. He is. It's just one of those ones. Like I said, it's another hard fight. I wouldn't put my house on Moreno or nothing like that. I'd be way more confident in um Jan, to be honest, the Jan
Then.
Blachowicz, to be
Mhm.
honest, than Brandon Moreno. But you know me, I'm big on Brandon Moreno. I like him as a person, as a
Mhm.
fighter, and all these things. If anybody deserves another shot at Pantoja, even if Pantoja does win, it's Brandon Moreno. And I don't think anybody would not want to watch it because it's all the fights have been interesting.
Yeah, every single
Like
fight
even
has
if
been
he's
really good.
lost, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, we both differ on that one. Like I got Tyra, you got Moreno, but the one thing we do agree on is we do believe it goes to decision. So that's the one thing we agree on. The fight goes the distance. But yeah, next fight, guys, title fight, co-main event. Alexandre Pantoja taking on Joshua Van for the 135 title. Or is it 125? It's 125, right? Yeah, 125 title.
Got
Guys,
it.
the the money line, I mean, oh yeah, the odds are going to be Pantoja minus 240, Joshua Van plus 200, over 2.5 to plus 120, under 2.5 is a minus 155. If you want to go look at the props for this one is going to be, where's it at? It's not even here. Here it is. Um, Pantoja by knockout plus 750. Pantoja by sub plus 140. Pantoja by decision plus 240. Van by knockout plus 500. Van by sub plus 2800. Van by decision plus 425. Guys, this pick, I'm going with Joshua Van. I think Joshua Van's going to end up knocking out Pantoja. I really believe he's going to be able to knock him out. I think Pantoja is probably going to try to shoot those takedowns. I don't think Pantoja is going to be able to strike a Van. Van's boxing is really, really good. Probably one of the best boxers in the UFC. Clearly the best boxer in this division. The one thing about Van that I've seen a lot of people talking about this too, and I was thinking the same exact thing. So I'm kind of happy people are seeing the same thing as me, to where Van likes to rip to the body. Van likes to throw a lot of body shots. He likes to rip to the body. We've seen Pantoja get tired before. Many in his last couple fights, we've seen Pantoja get tired. So Pantoja, it's not like Pantoja has this 5 round cardio that's going to be there forever, and he's going to be able to keep coming forward, kind of like a Marab. He's not like that. He will eventually get tired, and especially with those body shots coming towards him. He'll be able to tire out Pantoja. And with those body shots, one thing about throwing body shots, your hands are a little bit low. So when your hands are low to throw those body shots, Pantoja is going to be shooting takedowns. And when your hands are already low enough, you're going to be able to stuff the takedowns, especially with Joshua Van's takedown defense and his get up game. His get up game is pretty well and good as well, because when he does get taken down, he gets right back up. So the one thing is that Joshua Van has good body shots. He's going to be able to keep his hands low, stop the takedowns. I think he's going to be able to get his underhooks pretty fast. And if Pantoja does not get down Van, he's gonna get pieced up on the feet. Because Joshua Van's boxing's elite. He's gonna be ripping him to the body. He's gonna be coming up top. You see what he did in that Roy Vol fight, where Roy Vol, nobody hurts Roy Vol. Joshua Van hurt Roy Vol many times in that fight. It was such a great fight. I think I think Roy Vol is a better wrestler than Pantoja, but I think Pantoja is better at jiu-jitsu. And when it gets to the floor,
And
Pantoja's
control.
Roy Vol?
No.
Pantoja. No,
Yeah.
Pantoja is better at controlling when he gets to the floor, and he's at
Yeah,
better. He
that's
has,
that's the
yeah,
thing, and the and like you said,
yeah,
like
and he has better
Raval's better at
jiu-jitsu.
wrestling. I feel like
Yeah, Roy
I
Ball is
agree.
a better wrestler. He
I
he
agree.
he can get the fight to the floor better than Pantoja is, but when Pantoja gets the fight to the floor, you kind of don't really get up, and you don't. And he submits you. It's what his jiu-jitsu is elite, but with me seeing Van be able to stop Roy Vol's takedowns, I think he's going to be able to stop Pantoja's takedowns. I think he's going to piece up Pantoja on the feet. Pantoja's eventually going to get tired, and I think Van is a knockout live in that 3rd or 4th round. So I'm picking Joshua Van. I'm taking him on the money line plus 200. I'm not going to chase no prop, even though I like the plus 500 already. But the two plays I like the most. Joshua Van money line. That's who my pick is. Joshua Van money line plus 200 is probably one of my favorite picks. But the safest pick, you guys want to know what the safe pick is? Under 4.5 at a minus 155. Because I do believe Joshua Van either knocks him out, or Pantoja, when he gets into the floor, he submits him. I think those are the two ways this goes. I don't think this fight goes to decision. I think either Van knocks him out or Pantoja submits him. But I'm picking Joshua Van. I think Joshua Van knocks him out, and we're gonna get a new champion, the second youngest champion in history. So, and I just like the team. You know, Michael Aswell got a shirt right here, so we're rooting for the team as well. So come on, let's get it. Joshua Van and new second youngest champion of all time.
Joshua Van's also gonna be my pick. I might not be as confident as you in him, um, but I am a real big fan of the dude. This could just be both of us just being real big fans of the dude that could bite us in the ass in Pantoja. Remember I told you, like, when we were talking about this one, this is the moment that you're gonna know if Pantoja's a great or not.
Hmm.
So, like, you're gonna learn from this fight if Pantoja's a not just a good fighter, one of the great fighters. Because if he could beat Van easily and make it look like some Valentina Whaley shit, like where it's just like you make it look like it's easy against this dude, I don't know who's gonna beat you. Like
Hmm.
it's gonna be one of those moments that either Pantoja's really great, but I've never been a believer in Pantoja being a great. So I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna stick to that he isn't one of the top 5 pound for pound fighters in the world. I just think he's had easier matchups. I think the division has been tailor-made for him,
Hmm.
for this certain time period, and I the one thing I am against you on is for some reason, the way I see this fight going is I think it's gonna be a dogfight, and I do think Van wins by decision. I
Hmm.
think he ends up winning 3-2. I think it's gonna be a very close fight, but I think he's gonna edge the fight out. I do think Pantoja gets him down, like you said, right? But I don't think he finishes Van, and I think Van wins more of the fight than Pantoja does. And so I can see it being 2-2 going into the fifth. And the one thing that I really, really like about Van is his confidence, his dog. Like, he's not gonna just fold under Pantoja, where like he has said it. The reason most of these dudes have been losing to Pantoja is because he beats them before the fight even starts. They
Hmm.
already count themselves out. They don't want a dog fight with him. They don't think they're gonna beat him. Like they're just going in to fight and make money and give themselves a chance. Where Van really thinks he could beat him. Van's gonna bring it to him. He's gonna bring a dog fight. Like I do think he goes through adversity, but I just think he's gonna get the lean. You know, I think
Hmm.
he'll win 3 rounds of the 5. It's and that's another big thing to me. If this was a 3 round fight, Pantoja wins in my opinion. I do because I think he'd
Hmm.
win 2-1. Because I think he's gonna start off real good.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that's Pantoja does hasn't been able to hasn't had is adversity or somebody give him a harder fight, you know? And Van to me after round 1 or 2 is going to be like coming at him trying to win rounds, trying to so I can really see him edging off a 3-2 victory in decision. So I got Van by decision. That would be my pick.
Yeah, so we're both on Joshua Van. So it seems like we both like Joshua Van in this spot. Like I said, I think he does it by knockout. You think he does it by decision, but already, like I think the money line's already good enough. So the money
Yeah,
line just
no, no.
play
Money
plus
line's
200 is the best
yeah,
spot.
that's what I'd bet either way, you know.
Yeah. So now, guys, the main event, history making fourth title fight, fourth title defense in a 1 calendar year. Merab Dvalishvili taking on Piotr Jan in the main event of the night, guys. The odds for this one, Merab's a minus 410 favorite. Over 4.5 rounds is a minus 410. Under 2.5 is a plus 280. Peter Yan's a plus 305. The props for this one is going to be Marab by knockout plus 900, Marab by submission plus 800, Marab by decision minus 250, Peter Yan by knockout plus 1000, Peter Yan by submission plus 3300, and Peter Yan by decision plus 550. Guys, this is probably like my second least confident fight. Like I said, this is probably my least confident fight of the whole entire card besides the Ivo Aslan fight. I think those are like probably my two most least confident picks of the night. But guys, I'm rocking with him. He's been one of my favorite fighters for the longest time. I've always said I thought this was going to be the guy to beat Peter Yan with beat Marab. I was like, I think his style is made to beat Marab. I'm taking Peter Yan. I think Peter Yan wins this fight and we get another new champion. I think Marab's going to come in here. He's not going to be able to shoot 48 takedowns this time. Like, guys, gotta understand something. He shot 48 takedowns the first fight. That was a Peter Yan that was coming off of losses that didn't have, was always mad. One thing that Mr. Carter did not like, he says, "Oh, Peter Yan just not the same anymore after he just complaining and losing all the time. He's complaining about the loss of Aljamain. He's complaining about the Sean O'Malley loss, and then he went out there and lost to Marab. Now this is a confident Peter Yan. He's won 3 in a row. He beat Song Yadong, pieced up Song Yadong. He pieced up David Figueiredo, and then he beat up Marcus McGee. So he's on a 3-fight winning streak. Now he's going here for the title. This is going to be a rematch. And like I said, 48 takedowns. Marab got 11 of them. It says the stats say 11 for 48. The real stat, because personally to me, I don't count it as a takedown if you say dump and they get right back up. Like if they
Unless
get,
you're Marab, bro. That's why.
I don't.
Like,
I mean, because if you get taken down and you're right back up a second later, I don't really count that as a
but
takedown. Like
Marab
personally,
lets you do it. Like, that's the thing. He
so
just likes to put you up and down. Like,
yeah, I get it. I get it. So, but like, if you look at the
no, but I
actual
get.
fight,
I do agree with you with that. I do.
yeah, because Maram got 6 of the 48 takedowns. If you actually look at the takedowns he actually secured, it was 6 out of the 48. 48 takedowns. You know what that shows me? That shows me that Peter Yan couldn't. Maram couldn't hold him down. That shows me that that Peter Yan was up on his feet. The one thing that Marab did not let Peter Yan do was throw any strikes. Marab knew. Marab said, "You know what? I'm not going to stand here in front of this dude. I'm just going to keep shooting and shooting and shooting as much as possible because if I just keep shooting takedowns, he can't beat me." Same thing he did to Jose Aldo. He just kept shooting and shooting and shooting, and it was just a fight like that. I think Marab's going to try to do it again this time. Peter Yan had a shoulder injury last time, and the X-rays say it, not just Peter Yan's mouth. The X-rays actually show it. So and it's not like Sean O'Malley. When Sean O'Malley said he was hurt, there was no X-rays to prove it. But Peter Yan actually had X-rays to show that he was actually had a hurt shoulder going into that fight. He had a hurt. He was a one-arm bandit against Marab that first fight, and he still stuffed all those takedowns. I think this one, like I said, I'm not super confident in this one. This is not me saying go throw the house on Peter Yan. I'm super confident, the new champion. This is just a pick I just believe is going to happen. I think Peter Yan's going to stop the takedowns. I think he's going to put it on Marab, land some hard shots, and I personally think he knocks out Marab. I think I think if this fight gets to that 3rd or 4th round and Marab can't take him down, I think Marab slows down. I know it's hard to say that. I'm not saying he's gonna get tired. There's a difference between saying someone's gonna slow down and get tired. I think he's gonna slow down, not as much takedowns coming at authority. I think Peter Yan, look at that strike he landed on O'Malley. That straight right hand, he cracked O'Malley, and O'Malley was hurt. He even hurt O'Malley. So if you can hurt O'Malley, you can hurt Marab. So I'm taking Peter Yan. I think Peter Yan does it by knockout, but I already know everyone's gonna be on Marab by the decision. Everyone's gonna be picking Marab. I think I might be like the one person that's actually taking Yan. I haven't
I've
seen
seen a
anybody taking
couple,
him.
but not very many.
Yes, but I'm gonna be on Yan. I think Yan stops the takedowns, and I think he ends up knocking out Marab. So we're gonna. I believe we're gonna get 2 new champions this card. So give me Peter Yan. Not a confident pick at all, but I'm taking him as probably the. If I had to make a whole entire parlay, he's the last leg, like the last one right at the bottom. So yeah, Peter Yan's the pick, and I think he does it by knockout.
I mean, I understand. Like, I mean, if anybody doesn't understand why somebody picks Peter Yan, they don't watch MMA, bro. They just don't. Like, Peter Yan was one of the greatest fighters. It's just to me, right? The hard one with this one is I dislike Peter Yan. I've told you, like, and I used to be a Peter Yan believer, but I dislike Peter Yan, and Marab, I feel like it's not just us that he's done this to, but you see the common thing is like Marab has made everybody, the world, a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go out there and do what he's done the way he's done it and fought this many times. There's no way you can't like the dude, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I I personally like Marab more as like a fighter and as a person, and then two, the thing with the last fight, I kind of throw the last fight out the window, you know? They were both at very different times in their careers when they fought. This fight is going to be very different, but the one thing to me that and I think I told you this a while back, was like Peter Yan could have been the greatest fighter of that division, but his time passed, right? Where it's like he had that opportunity, like with that Aljo shit and how it played out. If he would have just not, because man, he was talking about leaving and all this stuff. Like, if none of that happens and he just puts his head down and does what he needs to do, Peter Yan could have really, really been the best person of our in that division. You know, I just think that it his peak had like he peaked. You know, like I think he's more of on a downward incline, even with the wins. Then I don't think he could get higher than what he already has, right? And so that's why, to me, with Marab, since the last fight, he's gotten better. Like when Marab fought Peter Yan the first fight, Marab had not peaked yet. Marab is peaking now. So I just think it's bad timing for like Peter at his peak and Marab at his peak. I still think Peter Yan wins. Like, and let's just take all recency biasy out of the Marab beating people and like how we used to feel, right?
Mhm.
I would honestly think that. I just don't think that's the case now. I just don't think I don't think you're going to see a peak Peter Yan, and I think you're going to see a peak Marab. And if you see a peak, he should. So to me, I think it happens the same way as almost like the Sean O'Malley. I think he just beats him. I just think he finishes him for the second fight. I do think he actually finishes Peter this time.
You think he's gonna finish Peter?
I do.
Oh my! Like, if you think he's gonna finish him, it's probably gonna be by sub because I don't think he's knocking out Peter. So
I
damn.
don't either, but
Plus
it's
eight
the
hundred.
but you remember what how you told me last time, right? Or when we were talking about it earlier yesterday, where it's just like I don't think he's a better striker than Peter, so it'd be hard to sit there and say he's going to knock him out. But the one thing that he knows he's going to have to do the whole time is defend, bro. So it's like you're just more likely to get caught in the like it's just the same thing with Sean. Sean is 10 times better than Marab. The only reason he got caught by Marab
Because he was
was
trying to, he had
he's
his
trying to
hands
stop
low.
the
Yeah.
takedowns, bro. Like, so it's like it's not that I don't want to sit there and say Marab's a better striker, but I think he's live to catch Peter, and I think he's live to submit him, and or win the most likeliest of outcomes, which is what he does in 90% of his fights, is the machine. He's the machine. He's gonna decision you to death, and that sounds like what is gonna happen. He's just been more interesting in how he does it. So.
Hmm.
That's why I feel like he starts letting dudes get up and like he's like I'm gonna laugh at you and carry you over to the corner, and like he does it a little bit different than like a Hazmat or a some of those guys like Islam, where they just kind of like take you down and just hold you there. Like
Hmm.
Marab doesn't want to hold you there. He really doesn't. Marab wants to just put you down so that it messes up your rhythm.
You watch this. Watch Peter Young get a takedown. Watch,
I've told you
watch,
I wouldn't
watch. It's
doubt
gonna
it.
happen. Watch Peter Young go get one.
I
Imagine
wouldn't doubt it. Like I said,
with
Peter, bro, I used to
that
be the
little foot sweep.
biggest.
Remember that little foot sweep he does? How he does? Whoop.
You know who Peter Yan used to remind me of, and I used to be such a big Peter believer. Was that
Hmm.
remember that girl that everybody used to watch on the internet, the Russian person that would just punch the tree?
Yeah.
I swear that's how I always pictured Peter Yan. This crazy Russian dude that just used to punch trees. Like nobody's gonna ever beat him. And then bro got like illegally kicked and then acted like a female after. So
I think if Peter Young was still acting that way, I'd be picking Marab. I just think it's gonna be a different
no,
mindset of
he's
Peter.
definitely been more the last fights is why I picked him and stuff too. It's just because he's been doing better and he's but it's just like I said, the biggest factor to me is peak Marab and it's not gonna be peak Yan. You know?
Do you, do you like this bet? Minus 125. Marab Dvalishvili to land 8+ takedowns. Do you think Marab gets 8 takedowns this fight? He got 11 last time.
I just don't like to bet things like that like the common person is on because
Hmm.
everybody thinks that's going to happen. So if he goes out there and gets two takedowns and submits him, like how I was saying, like say he does just is way better than Peter at this point. He's not even gonna need 8 takedowns. So,
Hmm.
like, I think that's one of those lines that, like, they throw those out there just because it's the common thing, and it's the most heavily betted type bets. So it's like, and I don't like to be on those. You know me. I'd
Yeah.
rather take the plus 750 on that crazy submission that you said that nobody else is on, because it's just, to me, I feel like it's more likely to happen when the common person isn't on it, you know? I feel like when we see those, we say this every time when we're watching UFC, right? When you see the little bar, the little box pop down at the bottom, and it says, somebody placed a $10,000 wager. Every time that happens, I swear the person
You
loses.
gonna you gonna see Marab. It's gonna happen for Marab. Watch. You gonna see like $100,000 wager put on Marab.
It very rarely do the people win it, and when they do, I'm like, good for you. Like, you know, like, you took LeBron for 10 points today. Like, you know, that's what you did
The
for
streak broke last game.
but do you get my point though?
Yeah, a
Like,
thousand
that's
and
my
thirty
point. It's
thousand
like,
games. Yeah.
you've taken it. Somebody has taken that bet every game for the last 2,000 games and been putting thousands of dollars on it. But they finally lost, bro,
Yeah.
and they were hurt. They were hurt. They said, "Oh, I would have never thought in a million years LeBron wouldn't have scored 10." Like, but that's because you're playing it safe, bro. You're
Hmm.
making the safe bets that everybody places every day.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm on Peter Yan for the main event. Not confident at all. He's on Marab Dvalishvili. Everybody's on Marab, so I think honestly that it's not a bad bet. Like, I'm not gonna say I would be out here like, oh, Peter Yan's a horrible bet. I mean Marab's a horrible bet. It's not a horrible bet at all
No, you like
because
Marab too. I
I
think
like Marab. I think I
this is a
told
good
you.
fight for the fans. You
Yeah,
know.
I remember I was telling you when I first saw Marab fight for the first two times. I told you I was like, because this is before Sean even became champion. I think I told you I said this is going to be the guy that beat Sean.
Yeah,
I was
he's
like, this
better
is
than Aljo. Yeah,
yeah.
you
I
have
was like,
said that.
this is the guy that beat Sean, and then Sean became champion, and then
I think
Marab
that's
beat
why he
him.
didn't want to fight Aljo, is because he knew he was going to beat Aljo, and
Yeah.
he didn't want to beat his best friend. So
Yeah, so I'm on Peter Yan. I think we're gonna see two new champions, but the one thing we do agree is we both believe we're gonna see one new champion, and that's gonna be Joshua Van, the youngest champion of all time, or not the youngest champion, second youngest champion of
one
all
of those
time.
two are losing. I feel it. I'm
We're
one
gonna
of
get at
them.
least one new champion.
I do feel that way.
So one of the champions is gonna lose this weekend, and I personally think it's gonna be Pantoja. I think he's gonna be the one I'm more confident in losing. So,
Yeah, I
but yeah,
agree.
guys, that is it for our UFC 323 breakdown. We went through the whole entire thing, and before I go, guys, like I always do, I'm gonna give you guys one lock of the day play for free. If you guys want to access to my lock of the day plays, go click that link in any of my videos in my description and become a member at the Buy Me a Coffee page. Once you become a member there, you get access to my lock of the day plays for all sports. UFC, we've been killing it. So go become a member at the Buy Me a Coffee page. You get access to all sports, but UFC, we have been killing it. We had like one bad week for a lock of the day plays. Every other week, we've been killing it. So lock of the day play, I'll give you guys for free right now. It is going to be. Let me double check. Lock of the day play is going to be Jalen Turner, the first leg of the parlay. We're going with Jalen Turner as the first leg. And then we are going with the over 2.5. The over 2.5 in the Macy Barber and Karina Silva fight. Jalen Turner and the over 2.5 in the Macy Barber and Karina Silva fight. That's one lock of the day play. I'm probably gonna
Lock
have
it in, baby.
probably gonna have 3 or 4 lock of the day plays, but that's gonna be one of them for sure. The wager zone and Mr. Carter. Yeah, what's up, dude? If you haven't yet, subscribe to the page, bro. I appreciate you. Also, but yeah, that's the lock of the day play. One more time, repeat it. Over 2.5 in the Macy Barber and Karina Silva fight, parlayed with Jalen Turner on the money line. It comes up to a minus 140. That's my one lock of the day play I'll give you guys for free since you guys are rocking with me. But go become a member of the Buy Me Coffee page. The link will be in the description of all of my videos. So go become a member. Not the description of this one. So guys, like I always say, After I get off of here, I'm gonna go and post my actual video where I'm gonna be posting my video of which just gonna be me talking through the whole entire breakdown. A little quick pick video. It's gonna be about 11. This one, our live is about like an hour, almost 2 hours long, but my
Yeah,
video is
where
gonna
we
be
just hang
about
out and break more, get more in detail and
go into
stuff.
detail. The other one just gonna be my picks. My quick picks gonna be about 11 minutes long. In that description, I will post all of my free plays in the description, so you guys know exactly what free plays I'm gonna be on, and you guys get exactly all my picks to the breakdown. But like I said, guys, click that thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the page, turn those notifications on so you guys do not miss out on anything. I'm gonna go make my video out right now. I'm gonna make a Cage Warriors video for you guys as well, so I can get some Cage Warriors content
And
out.
this video will also be reposted and stuff.
Yeah,
All our lives that we do always are posted to the page as well, so you can go back and rewatch everything. He'll have his picks out. Make sure and give a follow on Instagram as well, guys. He posts on Instagram every
yeah.
day at the Wager Zone. I'm at Instagram at Mr. Carter's Collectibles. We're both on here on YouTube. We make tons of different content. We do tons of different stuff. So make sure like, subscribe, and come back for more content, guys.
Yeah, guys, like he said, go follow the Instagram. You go to go to my homepage for my YouTube. My Instagram link will be in there. You guys go follow there. I post on my Instagram as well, so go follow that. But yeah, guys, I'm the Wager Zone. That's Mr. Carter, and we're out of here. UFC 323. I'll be back tomorrow for a live watch along. Mr. Carter might join me. We'll see. We'll figure that out. But I will be back here tomorrow for the live watch along as soon as the card starts. So tune in. And I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one, everybody.